much for every one of you, the print, the electronic, social media here. I'm here to address us once again in the course of our state history, Kogi State. And today I'll be discussing what I have christened or titled, Why I Will Not Go to Tribunal. That is the heading. And the subheading is INEC and Judiciary, the biggest threat to democracy in Nigeria. INEC and Judiciary, the biggest threat to democracy in Nigeria. Fellow pressmen, in all thriving democracies around the world, the election management body like INEC and the Judiciary are its sustaining pillars. The constitutional duty of INEC is to conduct periodic, free, fair, and credible elections and declare the popular will of the people as expressed through the ballot, but at moments, election results are not written and prepared before election day. Sorry, I take that again. The constitutional duty of INEC is to conduct periodic, free, fair, and credible elections and declare popular will of the people as expressed through the ballot. But at the moment, election results are now written and prepared before election day under Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. The judiciary is supposed to be the last line of defense of democracy and the rule of law. But the tragedy today is that the judiciary over the years have not lived up to the expectation fully on matters of electoral justice. Worse still, it has now been captured by APC and it's now the weakest link for the subversion of democracy in Nigeria. What a disgrace and shame to the largest black race of the world. A democracy without a rule of law and a courageous judiciary has in it an inner virus that will lead to its destruction. The common saying that judiciary is the last hope of aggrieved citizens is now an empty slogan because the judiciary is truly now the lost hope of the people of Nigeria. That is why I, Dino, Melaye, will not dignify a captured judiciary that is now a department of APC by filing a petition over Kogi State governorship elections that majority of the results were pre-written. No more elections like local governments, but pure writing of results before elections as done in Kogi and Imo states. A typical example is what I will show you now. This is certified true copies. So when SDP was shouting all over the air that they need INEC and they need the tribunal to give them order for INEC to release documents to them, we got these documents last week. And they are certified true copies by INEC. This is the certified true copy of the Kogi State election on the 11th of November. This is certified true copies of the presidential election in February. What I want to do here is that we have certified true copies of all the documents, including the registered the voters register, all certified by INEC, and these documents are available with us. I want to say that voters registration ended in November last year, 2022. That means from November last year, there is no voter registration. This is certified true copy from INEC of the results of the presidential and National Assembly elections in February this year. As at that time, number of registered voters on these certified true copies showed that in Adavi local government, 114,046 registered voters showed that in Ajakuta local government, 84,614. Showed that in Okene local government, 140,452. That's the registered voters as at February, as imputed on this certified true copy of INEC results for the February election. But in the certified true copy for the November election, you will note that registration of voters stopped in November 2022. So what we were given in February 2023 on this certified true INEC document is what I read. But on the same INEC certified results of the 2023 November 11 governorship election, the number changed when voters registration already ended last year. On the face of these documents now, for the November 11th election, you remember I said it was 114,046 for Adavi, but in this document, it's now 114,663 inflated. In Ajakuta local government, for example, in February, voters registration was 84,614, while in the November election is 96,504, an increase of over 8,000. In Okehi local government, the same thing. In Okene local government, it was that INEC did. And these are certified true copies of documents from INEC, showing disparity between February and November. Meanwhile, there is no voters registration. What future do we have of democracy when the judiciary is captured during the bidding of APC, as the world is seeing happening across Nigeria, wherein judiciary is now used to upturn the people's verdict for APC in Kano, Nasarawa, Plateau, Zamfara, and many more states in the days ahead. The capture of judiciary signals citizens' possible resort to self-help, and that is dangerous for our society. That is how democracy dies, when political elites repudiate or reject the norms and values on which democracy is practiced, and the judiciary is captured and unable to do electoral justice. The Presidential Election Tribunal judgment was written in partisan stationery. The CTC of Kano gubernatorial appeal significantly differed in the whole section from verbal judgment delivered by the Court of Appeal. The 3 paragraphs of the judgment declared to be clerical errors by the Court of Appeal, surprisingly and curiously, do not have spellings error. Does it mean that clerical error do not have meaning again? Because if you say something is a clerical error, and in the 3 paragraphs, no single spelling error, as the definition for clerical errors changed, we all know that it is easier to recite after taught judgments than to rewrite well-considered written judgments. And this is actually a big shame. You can see that Labour Party have no judgments. The Labour Party cried out yesterday that they were not given any judgment. They asked for judgment, and they said the judgment of the PDP will suffice. And it is laughable that in my elementary knowledge of law as a law student or a graduate of law, I know that grounds, when you make your grounds for submissions or issues that you raise in your submissions are questions. And we're taught in law that those questions for determination must be answered by the courts. but because the courts cannot, in their good consciences, or the judges,